While August 2019 was one of the best months for rock and metal in many years, September 2019 is also no slouch. One of the bigger names in the genre's Korn is continuing their legacy. Everyone's favorite nu metal band featuring scat singing and bagpipes is back with their 13th studio album, The Nothing. If this year is a resurgence for heavy music, then it makes sense Korn would be a part of it. Korn have been ramping things up this year. Since the band's previous release, The Serenity of Suffering, Jonathan Davis has released a solo album and the band has been storming on a big tour this summer, co-headlining with Alice in Chains. After serious personal tragedies for Korn's frontman in 2018, the train still rolls on and refuses to be derailed for the nu metal pioneers and their die-hard fan base. The Nothing is a concept based around the idea where good and evil, darkness and light, all of these polarizing forces and conflicting energies live together in the nothing before coming to fruition. It's like a Schrodinger's box of emotion. It's also a concept that Korn totally would work with, while Jonathan Davis uses songwriting as a bit of catharsis over previous life events. I say catharsis because along with that, the lyric writing really is a cathartic release throughout, so while the music may be heavy with rhythms and thick chunky bass, Jonathan Davis has a lot to get out, understandably. To be honest, that can make for an extremely deep album. Korn has not been afraid to get dark in the past, and after many ups and downs with the band, Korn has proven they can make anything work. The big singles that came to promote The Nothing were You'll Never Find Me and Cold. You'll Never Find Me received good airplay quickly and was a smart choice to hype the new album. The screech guitar chords and Davis's delivery is fierce at all the right times, leading to a smooth chorus. The chant of You'll Never Find Me is frantic with pounding drums that add an exclamation point to the track. You'll Never Find Me shares a lot of qualities on other songs in The Nothing, in that there's a couple speed changes and there's more of a progression than just nu metal hooks and the same hard riffs that Korn and many other nu metal bands have done in the past. This is familiar Korn, but it's still solid. Cold, on the other hand, starts off like a nu metal horror movie with the sting, and it's ferocious. The guitar riffs are heavy from Head and Monkey, and the song gets better as it goes on. It's slow in the verses, but the build-up is there, and it's a strong track. A few more standout songs come later in the album with Gravity of Discomfort and This Loss. This Loss is arguably one of the deepest songs on Nothing, with some soul-crushing lyrics about realization of terrible things that can happen in life and looking back at them. Gravity of Discomfort has great effects behind the music, and it feels like the band is really in sync on the recording with this one. The Darkness is Revealing has that same vibe with a good flow from different guitar effects coming in, while hints of the famous vocal delivery going from scat singing to growling is present. I brought it up before, but Fieldy's bass really carries a lot of the music and is given time to set the tone. There are several points in most of the songs where the guitars take a quick break to let the bass stand out. Another element that stands out through The Nothing is the lyrics. For better or worse, there are many memorable lines in most of the songs in The Nothing. The lyric quality is all over the map in The Nothing. You'll get a great line, a potential slogan in something like "Happiness is a club I'll never be in," but then you get a line from Idiosyncrasy that goes, "God is making fun of me, he's up there laughing, I can see." Harder has more of a sing-song beat with Davis's delivery and an attempt to hook you with the shout of harder and harder and harder. When you get to the middle of the album, you do find more repetition and similar sounding songs from what you've already heard, including the step slower Can You Hear Me and the Ringmaster with a chug-a-chug riff, and nothing new really brought to the table. I say this as a positive. This is a dyed-in-the-wool Korn album and is on the upper half of their discography. It is exactly what Korn fans want, longtime and more recent, and they would expect this. There is some typical fare from a band who has been doing the nu metal style for decades, and it's what you expect. All that being said, if you are into Korn, you will enjoy this. I put this album on par with The Serenity of Suffering, in that I don't know how many new fans it'll pull in, and there are some similar sounding songs throughout the track list, but die-hard Korn fans will find something to love, and for that matter, anyone that really loves the subgenre. Overall, The Nothing is a look at Jonathan Davis's regrouping after personal loss in the best way he knows how, and doing it in front of big bass and creative guitar riffs. Nu metal groove and angst for days is what describes Korn in 2019, and for their fans, that's exactly what they could have hoped for. It's a solid album for their lucky 13th.